I used to think weak AC meant something major was broken, until I fixed my own car's cooling problem in less than 2 minutes for under $10. It wasn't refrigerant, it wasn't the compressor. It was one extremely common part that starves your AC of fresh air when it's dirty. Now I check it regularly, and my cabin is cold before I leave my driveway. Let me show you exactly how you can do the same thing. Imagine paying a few $100s to have your car's air conditioning fixed, only to discover the real culprit sitting in plain sight, tucked right behind your glove box the whole time. That's the reality for a lot of drivers, and it's one of the easiest problems to miss. The part in question is small, flat, and easy to overlook, but it controls every bit of air that passes into your cabin. It's called the cabin air filter. Think of it as the lungs of your AC system. Before any air hits your vents, it moves through this filter to trap dust, pollen, and debris from outside. If it's clean, air flows freely, your fan works efficiently, and your AC can cool the air without straining. But when it's clogged, everything changes. Most people never think about it, because they assume poor cooling means the refrigerant is low or the compressor is wearing out. That assumption has sent countless drivers straight into expensive repair bills that didn't solve the problem. A blocked filter is like trying to breathe through a pillow. The blower inside your dashboard pulls air in, but when that intake is choked with buildup, the fan has to work harder while less air actually reaches you. The result? You have a system that's running at full blast, but delivering a warm, weak breeze. Even new refrigerant won't help, because the cool air simply can't reach the cabin in large enough volume. Open up a neglected filter, and the problem becomes obvious. Mechanics sometimes pull out filters from otherwise well-kept cars that look like they've been in a leaf pile. Thick with dust, dotted with little pebbles or twigs, even clogged with insects. One Corolla owner found a filter so coated with debris, it resembled the inside of a vacuum cleaner bag. In cases like that, no amount of button pressing or system charging will give you cold air until that obstruction is gone. It's not just anecdotal either. Many experienced mechanics will tell you that a dirty cabin air filter is one of the most common reasons a modern AC system underperforms. The logic comes down to airflow. The less volume moving through the system, the less cooling can occur. You might even notice the fan sounding louder than normal because it's fighting against the reduced intake area, like a pump trying to push water through a blocked tube. The good news is this problem doesn't require a shop visit. Swapping out the filter yourself is faster than you'd expect, and you won't need any tools or mechanical background to do it. In fact, the process is so straightforward that you could finish it before your coffee gets cold. And once you see how simple it is, you'll probably never hesitate to check it again. In a moment, I'll walk you through exactly how to replace it and how little it can cost. What if fixing your AC required no tools, no mechanical skill, and less time than microwaving dinner? That's exactly the case with your cabin air filter, and chances are you won't even need to break a sweat doing it. For most cars, this part sits either right behind your glove box or just underneath the dashboard. You won't have to lift the hood, jack up the car, or get anywhere near the engine. A lot of people hear car maintenance and immediately picture hours spent in the garage trying to decipher thick repair manuals. This is the opposite. You're basically removing a thin, rectangular panel, sliding a filter out, and pushing a new one in. The hardest part is remembering where you put the new filter before you start. Here's how it works. First, open your glove box and clear out anything inside so it doesn't fall on you. On most models, you'll see a small plastic arm on one side. This is the stopper arm. Gently pop it off its peg, or disconnect it so the glove box can swing down farther. Next, squeeze the sides of the glove box inward to release the tabs holding it in place. Once it drops down, you'll see a small rectangular cover in the space behind it. Press the release clips on that cover and pull it straight toward you. Behind it is your cabin air filter. It should slide right out. No screws, no complicated mechanisms. Take a look at it. If it's gray, streaked with dirt, or has visible leaves or debris stuck in the folds, it's definitely ready to be replaced. If you own something like a Camry, Corolla, or RAV4, you might be able to use a Fram CF 10285. It's a popular size and often sells for about $10 at auto parts stores or online. Before you put the new one in, check for the arrows printed on its side. Those arrows indicate airflow direction Installing it upside down can reduce performance and cause premature clogging, so make sure they match the markings on the filter housing before sliding it in. Once the new filter is in place, snap the cover back on, lift your glove box into position, squeeze the sides to lock it, and reconnect the stopper arm. That's it. No tools, no special training, and you're back in business. I've heard from drivers who made the swap and, within minutes, went from lukewarm air to AC, so cold they had to turn it down. Doing this yourself feels good because you fix the problem without relying on anyone else, and you save money you'd otherwise hand over at a shop. If you can change printer paper, you can handle this job. But the real question is, how do you know when your filter is starting to fail before your AC struggles? That's where most people miss the warning signs. Your car might already be giving you clear warnings that your AC's lungs are starting to fail, but they're easy to miss if you're not looking for them. The signs usually start small. You hit the AC button, and instead of that crisp, clean rush of cool air, there's a faint, musty smell, like damp fabric or a locker room. Or maybe you've noticed that even with the fan on its highest setting, the airflow feels weaker than it used to. Another obvious clue comes when you actually see the filter. If it's visibly discolored, covered in dirt, or has bits of leaves and twigs stuck in the folds, it's well past its prime. Many drivers assume this kind of decline is just part of owning an older car, that cooling power naturally fades with age. The truth is, in plenty of cases, the system itself is fine. It's simply struggling to breathe through a clogged filter. Waiting for a major symptom before you check, it can cost you money on repairs you don't actually need. The kind of environment you drive in plays a big role in how fast your filter wears out. If you live where pollen counts spike in the spring, those microscopic grains can pack into the filter fibers surprisingly quickly. In dusty regions or areas with unpaved roads, the buildup accelerates even more. Places that experience frequent road construction or heavy traffic can kick up debris that shortens a filter's life. In some cases, a filter that would normally last a year might need replacing in just 6 months to keep your AC working smoothly. One driver in Phoenix learned this the hard way. After a dust storm season, his AC barely cooled the cabin, even after recharging the refrigerant. When he finally opened the cabin filter compartment, he found the pleats packed solid with fine tan dust, so thick that light couldn't pass through it. Replacing it immediately brought back ice-cold airflow, no tools or mechanic required. A quick visual check can tell you a lot. Healthy filters are usually white or pale gray, with even open pleats. Dirty ones look almost charcoal-colored, with matted fibers and visible particles jammed into the folds. Sometimes you'll find small leaf fragments wedged between the pleats, or a layer of grit coating the surface. If you see anything like that, it's time for a change. Knowing these signs means you can act before the problem gets expensive. Build a habit of inspecting the filter during regular maintenance. Checking it at every oil change is an easy way to remember. In just a few moments, you can decide whether it still has life left or if it's ready for the trash. It's a small step that keeps your AC efficient, avoids unnecessary repairs, and keeps your cabin air fresh. And once you realize how much money and frustration it saves, you'll see why this trick is worth making part of your routine. A weak AC doesn't always mean something major is broken. Before you spend a few $100s on refrigerant or parts, check the cabin air filter. It's a small, inexpensive component you can replace yourself in minutes, and it can restore full cooling instantly. Don't wait for the next heat wave to find out your AC can't keep up. Pull the glove box, take a look, and swap it if it's dirty. That quick habit could keep your car ice cold all summer. In the next video, I'll show you other simple $10 fixes that work just as fast and save you even more.